Hey everyone, it's Richie. I figured this might be a little easier than having to type out everything that happened today. For those of you who saw my Facebook post about my mom, you know that 4 weeks ago or so, she was hit by a car and she was in the hospital. And surprisingly, and a blessing, all she suffered from getting hit by the car was a fractured tailbone and a hairline fracture in one of her knees. And she got cured of her high blood pressure, and they cured her of massive amounts of blood clots in both legs, and they released her. Well, for the last 6 days, she's been in Methodist Hospital. She had what she thought was the flu, but it turned out to be blood poisoning, septicemia. And it turns out that the blood poisoning was because 6 months ago she had an operation to remove some kidney stones, and she had a urinary tract problem, and they put in a stent to help her flow regularly and everything was wonderful. Well, that got infected inside of her, nobody knew, and that's how she got the blood poisoning. So yesterday she went into operation, and they cured her of the blood poisoning. They cleaned out all her blood, and she's fine. They replaced the stent, and they cleaned away the infection, but while they were in there, they found that she had some kidney stones. They took the kidney stones out, and they put stents in her kidneys to help them function better, and they took care of that, and everything was fine. The problem was that while they were in there, they saw something wrong with her kidneys, and at first they thought it was a kidney disease that they couldn't identify. So they told her, what they told her was, it looks like you have an infection and we're not sure what it is, so we're going to call the disease control specialist to come take a look, because if you have an infection in your kidneys, it can be deadly and it could kill you. So we want to make sure that you don't, and we can take care of whatever it is. Now, what she heard was, you have a disease that we can't identify in your kidneys. We don't know what it is. We're going to call the CDC because you might die. And that's what she told me this morning. And that's what I put on Facebook. So I just came back from the hospital. I spent a few hours there with her. I spoke with the doctor myself. It turns out that the oddity of her kidneys was no sort of disease. They were swollen because of the kidney stones that they had found, and when they took them out and the swelling had gone down, they did MRIs, and everything looks normal now. However, the infection that they couldn't identify in her body turns out to be something in her intestine and something to do with her colon. So what they need to do is they need to contact the disease control specialist to do the proper exam to identify exactly what the infection is, because if it's in her intestine, it's completely treatable. They just need to know what it is so they know what antibiotics to use. And that's what they just told us about an hour ago. So, you know, she's not contagious. She doesn't have any sort of illness that can't be identified that's going to kill her. Whatever it is, it's in her intestine, and it's treatable. They just have to identify it so they can use the proper antibiotics. Thank God. So she's no longer panicking, and nobody else should either. I want to thank you in advance for all of your prayers, and I want to thank God for answering prayers as quickly as He did, because, you know, no disease, no CDC or contagious anything, thank God. So that's my update. My mother's in Methodist Hospital. She is in room I-611. And any other news or something else comes up, I'll let you guys know. Thanks.